are back once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Shout Out Podcast. Season 2 is going so well. I'm really excited to announce we have got the guys from Bitter Kisses on the show today. How are you doing, guys?
Good. How are you?
Thank you. Yeah, how are you?
We're great. Thank you. Why don't you introduce yourselves to everyone for us, please?
Cool. I'm Gemma. I'm the vocalist in Bitter Kisses.
Cool.
I am Josh. I'm the guitarist in Bitter Kisses.
I'm Tom, and I'm the bassist and occasionally vocalist in Bitter Kisses.
I was going to ask which one does the occasional vocals.
I am the occasional man.
I love it. I love the drop in of the male vocals every now and then in the songs. It sounds really cool.
Oh, get used to it, man. Get used to it.
Yeah, and drummer unfortunately couldn't make it. He's stuck somewhere outside of Birmingham.
Yeah, he is in a car in Birmingham.
Why don't you give him a shout out?
We'll give him a shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sam. We love you. Sorry you can't be here.
Even though you tried.
We've got so much to talk about today. So, we want to know everything. What do we want to know, Dan?
Yeah, we want to talk about how it started, really. That'd be the first thing. Go through your singles. You had an EP as well. Go through some gigs you've got coming up. And also your social media. I've seen some funny videos on there, like the shopping channel one and the cooking video. So I want to go through all.
Love the socials.
Tell us how it all started. Bitter Kisses, 2022, June. How did it start?
You've got the best memory, Josh.
You do.
Thank you. It was as you say, it was June 2022. I remember it as if it was yesterday, according to Tom. We wanted a band. So we three who are here knew each other from before the band, and we also had our eye on another drummer who at that time was not Sam. Sam, please don't be, sad. So we had a good friend of ours called Scarlett, who is also a fantastic drummer, and we invited her to join, and she did, and that was lovely. We drummed with Scar drummed with us for those first 2 years. So all of the tracks that we've recorded so far are Scarlett drumming. Apart from Pray, which it's all Scarlett drumming apart from Pray. Apparently I have a good memory. We had Scar, and then eventually Scar wanted to move on. So she's now doing a bunch of other projects like Karma Promotions, and we were Hidden Apparel.
Art projects.
Yeah, she's running social media for people.
Oh, blimey,
she's got a million plates spinning.
Busy. She's a busy girl.
So she became really busy, and then decided that she wanted to focus on that sort of stuff. So we were like, that's cool. So during that time when she was sort of being busy, we started working with Sam, who very kindly sort of picked up a few gigs here and there for us. And then when Scar decided to properly sort of move on, we were like, okay, well, Sam's cool, and he already knows all the songs.
And he wanted to, which is, I think that's the best.
Perfect fit.
Yeah. we didn't corner him or anything like that.
Not drumming against his will.
So he wanted to be on this call, definitely. We didn't just...
Just leave him out.
We can't have to contradict our narrative of events. So that's what we're up to now. So we've kind of had Sam now since he's been drumming with us through 24.
And then a year, really.
Yeah.
As you say, we had an EP. Which is kind of an unofficial EP, really. We basically recorded and released 5 songs during 2023 that then at the end of it, we were like, we want to sort of construct this essentially glorified playlist on Spotify. Recommended listening order. So to be honest, we're going to be we're going to have new releases out soon, and to facilitate them being released smoothly, we might very well have to disassemble the EP on Spotify so that we can maybe pretend to have a debut EP of our
Okay,
very own
yeah.
that's built from the ground up.
Yeah.
We won't tell anyone. We won't tell anyone it's not a date.
Thank you. Thank you.
No one watches this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, as long as this isn't going out anywhere, that's all good.
Yeah.
Like,
Just a little, a tiny little website called YouTube. No one's.
yeah, it's fine.
Has to help an upstart in it.
Yeah, I think that brings us up to reasonably up to the present.
Yeah. Nowadays, we're working with Sam, and it's like we're very busy, and it's very exciting times. It's
Are you writing the new songs with Sam?
we have written new songs.
We
with Sam.
have, yeah.
We have been hearing the new songs back. We've been doing right behind the scenes. Yeah, this is a good year for us. We've just haven't fully let everyone know why yet.
Haven't let anyone know. Maybe we'll get something out of them.
Yeah.
In this podcast. Let's rewind a little bit to the Social Demons, your most recent single. Talk to me about that single. What's the thought behind it? It's such a great record.
Oh man, I think I have to defer to Tom really for the songwriting element for that.
Well, yeah, I mean, for Social Demons, it was very much it was very much having a chat with the person in your head, and you can sort of it's trying to have, for instance, two personas in the song. You got Gemma, who's singing from a outwards and an inwards persona of like what your head's singing to you, and then sort of singing along with the head. So we did lots of weird stuff with the vocals, try to make them a bit more demonified or anything.
I really like the vocals on that.
Thank you.
I'm glad. Yeah.
Do you do the mixing, Tom?
No, we had like a guy called Alex Kopp do the mixing on that one, who is someone we are a bit devoted to after he did our Dissolve, which was we were blown away when we did that track. So we went to Alex Kopp to do the mixing.
Shout out.
Sent him a long list of, can you make a vocals demon if I there?
But you love
the
it.
buzzwords.
So just make us sound a bit more like over there.
Everyone wants to hear.
This is like when a guitarist tries to talk to a drummer and
Absolutely. But yeah, no, Alex has kind of taken everything we've requested of him in his stride.
Yeah.
And for that reason, we've decided we like him.
We love him.
So much so, yeah, when we wrote these most recent 5 songs, we insisted that we come to his home, which we didn't go to his house, we went to his studio.
You were invited.
Yeah, we just turned up. We were like,
Give me in the locker at 2 in the morning.
he does spend most of his time there. So we went and actually did those ones at his studio, which he now has, which is very, very nice.
Yeah, so
What goes into your sound? Like, because what was on the Spotify and what was on, I think it was your TikTok as well, is it's pop music that you can beat your friends up to. And like we were talking about this earlier, we love that, right? But there's quite a lot.
Spotify bio I've ever read in my entire time. I have to say.
There's a lot of influences. Like, do you all listen to different? Like, some of you got heavier taste in music, have some of you got a more like poppy taste. Is that why? Or
Absolutely, I think that's the whole band is sort of. It's all based on contrast in however we can. So, like the name is Bitter and Kisses. All the visuals are kind of contrasting text, colours. Everything we try to do. So, our interests are. I'm write stuff generally a lot more poppy, a lot more folky, and then it gets attacked by the band for the heavy. I think we all like. I was based on David Bowie and Radiohead, and then you've got Sam, who only listens to stuff that is just deafening. To
be honest, Scarlett was the same as well.
Yeah, Scarlett was very similar in that regard.
She once said to me something along the lines of like, if you can understand what the vocalist is saying, it's not heavy enough.
That's
but yeah, so drummers are pretty much always intense metalheads. And
what about yourself?
Yeah.
About me, I reckon I kind of straddle a lot of what the rest of the band listen to. I'm probably
you've got some like
kind of dip your toes everywhere, but
yeah. I mean, I'm
more the progging.
I'll happily go like as heavy as stuff like Humanity's Last Breath. I'm quite a big fan of, but at the same time, like my favorite record ever is a hip hop record, and I'm also a big fan of like Midwest emo and stuff. Like whiny Americans, just absolutely like
All the right spots.
yeah. But at the same time, you know, Chapel Roan fucking slaps, man. It's
cool right now.
yeah, very very happy, kind of taking a lot of the different influences. So I feel like I can kind of empathize with a lot of the rest of the band when they want various things. But my taste is definitely overall heavier than Tom's. So I'm still part of the driving force, dragging him quite literally kicking and screaming towards metal.
Are you okay, Tom?
Is there ever like kind of tense moments when you're writing a song where you're like, no, this needs to be heavier, we need more distortion, and then Tom's like, no, it needs to pull it back, and is there a bit of toing and froing going on?
I actually do kind of like heavy. I've playing it for that many years. You do have to. I just never it's not my go-to immediate thing I'll listen to on my time off. So it's kind of like trying to write heavy stuff without the trappings that if someone who only listens to heavy might try to write from. Because when you have only in a genre, you might make stuff that's a bit more like that genre.
That makes sense.
Can I just ask about one song? Because I was listening to your music, and one song that was my favourite song, I literally don't know how to say it. The PR Star Y song. What is the story behind that? What does that mean? Please decode this for me.
So that is so good. Sorry, I have to take a moment.
It's such a good tune. It's the first one I listened to of your band. Because it had the two vocals in it, and I was instantly like, yes, I love this.
The official name's not PR Star Y, though, is it, right? I'm assuming.
No.
Nah, it's Pray, man.
Pray.
Pray.
It's playing on the fact that you could have Pray with an A or Pray with an E.
Yeah.
And that's the whole Bitter Kisses dichotomy thing. That's so cool.
That's too smart for us. We're really
way too smart. I'm dumb. Stupid.
We've had it called a lot of things. We've had Pride. That was fun.
So what do you call it then? What?
We call it Pray.
Pray.
We don't spell it properly. We'd always just spell it. We want you to spell it how you feel.
Yeah.
That's nice of you. That's nice of you guys.
Yeah.
You'll note from all of our other songs, we've stopped doing that.
I feel like
It's a very niche gimmick if you kept it going.
Every single song.
Throughout the song, like it could be spelt either way for the different reasons that are in there for the context, the context of the lyrics.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've always just called it Pray and never discussed which it's supposed to be because it's just asterisk because it's interchangeable throughout the lyrics.
That's actually really clever. I love the synth as well.
You're praying for someone tonight, or it could be let's pray for me tonight.
Yeah.
I was really struggling to think of the swear. I thought it was a swear word, and you like started out. I was thinking I don't know any swear words that are like PR something Y.
Terrible word.
I think any word can be a swear word as long as it's sort of said with like enough vitriol.
Gusto.
Yes. Yeah, I love that.
Jeff,
Thank you for decoding that.
What's your bands?
Oh, like my tastes again, also very eclectic, which I think is healthy, which is things throughout the band, right? So, like, I love everything from like Lady Gaga. Like, my biggest influences growing up were like Tool and Slipknot, and then also obviously like Pendulum. I like a lot of electronic music, big time. Now I listen to a decent amount of Charlie XCX, and I'm hugely into Vukovi at the moment, which I don't know if you've heard Vukovi before.
I haven't heard Vukovi.
No.
Oh my lord, take some time because they are just fantastic. That singer, she is amazing, and their vibes are. I think we match their vibes quite a lot, which a few people have said. Which I'm a happy girly, and they're just incredible. So there's like some of my main things at the moment for sure, but eclectic, different is good.
I really like the way your music is like very kind of a mixture of like rocky stuff with guitars and drums, but you also have synths in there. You also have the kind of electro kind of keeping the throw going, like in Pray, like that way the song flowing really nicely. How does that kind of come into the writing of it?
Ooh,
who does the synths, or is it just like, is that your producer or?
I think that's synth for Pray. I originally made that with a friend. That synth like back in 2020. I think we always have like fundamentals of what the band is. We want to have synthy elements. We want to have heavy elements. We want to be able to play at least 80% of it ourselves live, about 20% be really loud synth on. But the writing is always different. I think that's one of the things we try to do, is try to write a song in a different way every time, because then you don't write the same song every time. Like sometimes you start with the lyrics, and so you start with the melody. Sometimes you think, I want to just write a big synth, and you find the coolest sound you can, and then go, what can I do with this? And then it's trying to keep it fresh. And I think, like, I get in a habit with, if I notice a sort of pattern to something we're doing, like say you do 3 songs in a row that you're like, we kind of did that time, and I'm suddenly like, we have to do
something different.
I just maybe thinking too much about it when doing it, but it's on the contrast, you want the songs to contrast, but also still.
I think synths give like such a wonderful palette that you can create different songs very easily with them, because when you stick to that sort of like core rock band element of like guitar and bass, you can do some really fucky stuff with guitars and bass. Like Nova Twins are like a fantastic example of that.
Yeah.
Tom Morello even is a fantastic example, but there will always be an element where they still kind of sound like a guitar. So having those synths sort of enables you to sort of broaden that palette. And as Tom said, we try not to use backing tracks too much. Like we got like little rules in there, like for the most part, no vocals, no guitars on backing tracks. Anything like that has to be done on stage.
Okay.
So then
that use backing tracks, by the way, we're not.
We do.
Yeah, that's what I was going to come to. Someone's going to either the synths aren't. I was going to ask, because I obviously haven't seen you guys live. Yeah. Are the synths there, or do you not miss them out?
The synths are there live. We have them on backing tracks. But I think that mentality of like not having guitars and vocals on backing tracks then sort of filters down to the writing process, because then we get to a stage of like, okay, what's the part that I am going to play live, and then beyond that, if we come up with any other cool melodies or parts, it's like, okay, well, traditionally where we might have just recorded this double tracked with a guitar, we'll be then like, okay, actually, what other instrument can we put this on that we can then justify it being on backing tracks or something like that.
That's smart.
So a lot of like synth parts might be parts that in a different world we would have given
second guitar,
something like that. But instead we've sort of decided to try and find the time to actually find a different sound.
Yeah, and it just gives it like a completely different textural feel as well.
I mean, synth is the cheapest way to like completely change a track sound to the next one, because if you have to do it with guitars all the time, it's kind of buying a whole new rig in it.
Budget friendly music.
But we also we do try to do some analog synth stuff in our guitar playing as well. Like stuff you might hear this year. There's the bass is a lot of it is synth bass that is played synth mischievous stuff, but played actually through the bass guitar. So it kind of trying to blur the lines of what's a synth and what's a guitar where we can.
You mentioned like playing live. How would you describe, because obviously like we said, we haven't been to one of your gigs yet, how would you like describe a Bitter Kisses gig to people that haven't been? You've got one coming up on the 30th of May, right?
We do, yeah.
They are very tiring to play in the best way, and very tiring.
Great, that's great. You know, when a musician comes off the stage sweaty, you know it was a good
Tom, after a gig, if you touch him, it's like hugging a dish sponge.
Are people allowed to touch you after gigs, Tom? Is that offer?
If you want to touch Tom, you got to go to Voodoo on the 30th of May right now.
Yeah, please do. He will be very happy to be. I can't say that for him, but he might be happy to be touched. Who knows?
Always happy.
Go and partake in the sweat.
We tried to go a bit harder than we probably should for the sake of longevity of our lives, but
I was going to say.
Joints is more
a lot of airtime, not a lot of rests, catchy fun time.
Yeah.
That's a new bio if you ever get rid of the beating the friends up to pop. Just catchy fun time.
Yeah, catchy fun time.
The reason we went with that particular tagline is because people will sing the lyrics along like any other pop song, but also there's decent amount of mosh pits at our shows, which is
Yeah.
kind of what we like getting in on.
Yeah.
I will lose Josh or Tom sometimes in the crowd getting in on the mosh pits, which is like probably the favorite place for all of us when we're not airborne.
Of course.
But yeah,
The drummer. He's
kind of why we went for it. Yeah, poor thing is
Yeah,
rude.
drummers can't, can they?
Someone's got to keep the beat going.
It's lazy, you know.
What saddens me is we'll never have a mosh pit at our gigs, and that really makes me sad. Doing indie, you don't seem to get too many mosh
Indie
pits.
pop band.
You can get people jumping though.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day, maybe I've got to start it, Dan.
Maybe. Yeah.
I've got to get in there.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember your first ever mosh pit at a gig?
I think actually do, yeah. I think it went completely topsy-turvy and the whole crowd fell into the stage.
Oh wait, which one was that?
I think a gig before us. Actually, this was first
Oh,
I've ever had. But this
Tom,
was,
you know we don't like you talking about previous bands.
Yeah, well, come on.
like, we were in the back.
Really, in front of people on a podcast. This is
Trying to get extra shout outs in there for yourself. That's against the rules.
Hey, the project started.
unbelievable.
I remember it was a venue called Moles in Bath, which is sadly not with us anymore. But it was like,
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
and didn't really know what to do when the crowd suddenly was all lying down in where I was standing a minute.
Was that? I can't remember that. There was another one there where people just landed on my pedal board, and
I think that was that. Yeah.
was that one?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Moles was great,
God.
man. Is this a safe place to say fuck property developers?
That's a big message of this podcast. What is fuck property development?
Yeah,
Oh,
bring
there
back
was
Moles.
Apparently there's a massive iconic Sheffield venue was shut. It's been shut down. Was getting shut down today. It's where the
What is-
Arties and Pulp both started.
What's hometown for you guys? What's like if you're playing a hometown gig? Where is that?
Bristol.
Brizzle.
Bristol.
Bristol, because there's a link between another band that have come on this podcast with our
Which
friend
one,
Joey in Indigo.
Oh, in Indigo.
Yeah.
They were great.
Yeah, so Indigo,
Yeah.
Joey, their guitarist, was on one of the first ever episodes. And I remember his episode came out, and then I saw you guys kind of like on a poster on the same announcement, and that was at the time where we said you guys were coming on, so it was like a really weird link. Without
Yeah, we played the gig with
Didn't he
Frustration.
add one of your songs to the playlist? Is that what they did then?
I'm not too sure. Yeah, we have got a playlist. Shout out. So when you mentioned that artist earlier that we have to listen to, we'll come to it at the end, but we've got a playlist. We'll add a track of yours, and then you can each choose a track from any other artist you want to add onto the playlist. So we'll get that one in you mentioned earlier. But yeah,
Excellent.
so we've got some people that you know have been on the podcast already.
That's
Well,
right.
they were excellent. They were like,
Yeah.
they
I
kind of.
went to uni with Joey, his first uni, and we were
really?
mates. And then obviously he he dropped out and went to Bristol because it's way better than the uni we were at. I don't blame him at all. Sorry, Brooks, if you're listening, but I never got to see him since, and we had a great catch up when he came on the pod. And it sounds like they're crushing it out there. I've been following what they're doing, and
Yeah, they're
the
busy,
single
man.
they released last year was so good.
Yeah, man. And they were incredible live. That was a really good Rough Trade show. That was
You've
sick.
got a great locals. Bristol sounds amazing. Like we're in Watford, and there's a few things like the horns keeps opening and closing every 5 minutes. But
Is it?
It's back open today. So
Is
as
it?
of today, it's just back. It closed 2 weeks ago. It's a long story, but yeah, Bristol sounds fun. You've got a lot of venues.
Yeah. I mean,
We're
Bristol's-
desperately trying to hold on to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, even like Motion, I think is being closed yet again. Property developers, fuck them.
Yeah.
Man.
Don't subscribe if you're a property developer. You are
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Let half our viewers down.
not.
Yeah, at time of recording though, we might be getting the Croft back in Stokes Croft.
Yeah.
That who knows? By the time this comes out,
It's
that might
basically
be,
like a crowdfunding thing for like independent venues.
yeah.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, so they're trying to raise some money to get that back open because that was one of our favourite venues in
Yeah.
Stokes Croft in Bristol.
Yeah.
And it's just such a very specific, special place of Bristol
Mm.
that we hold very dear.
I was
So
after.
it'd be nice to have Crofters Rights back. 'Cause that's where we did like the Prey release party gig, and it
Oh, cool.
went off, man. It was sick.
Yeah.
And it's good for like electronic music there. Like they have like really sick DJ nights, or they
Yep.
used to rather, as well as
Is the fundraiser still live?
yeah, man. It literally
Yeah.
just
Put
like,
it in the description
Today.
of this episode.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
put
shout
the
that out,
fundraiser
definitely,
in.
man. We'll make a clip.
Excellent.
send the link.
Thank you very much.
That's
Yeah.
sick. No, that's what the shout out's all about, really. I mean, just trying to build community, because it literally, like, if we don't do the work to keep independent music going, it will just kind of like fall apart. You know, we need to keep the whole community, like artists and fans and everyone, needs to like kind of realize that like we actually have to work to keep this thing together, don't we?
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah, it's not easy out there, but like bands like you are like the whole point of this thing, man, because you guys are crushing it so much at the moment.
Oh,
let's do some shout outs. You got your gig at Voodoo.
Yeah, that should be tomorrow, I believe. We're playing Voodoo in London at Electroverks, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the
Nice.
great-
Any other gigs coming up? Or is it all top secret?
Any exclusives we can have for new music or gigs?
I think
By the time this comes out, I think we should have had it announced that we might be doing a show in Bristol. So keep your ear to the ground on that one. Hopefully it'll have already been announced. If it hasn't, forget I said anything. We've also been announced to play a lovely festival in August in Herefordshire called Down on the Farm.
Oh, that's
It's put
great.
together by our good friend Steve at No Poetry. So we're going to be going and drinking lots of cider in a field.
Nice.
Good. It's such a good fest.
Yeah. And otherwise, there have definitely been other shows that I am just presently being too thick to remember.
You're the memory dude.
For the past, I don't need to remember that. I've got a future memory. No, we'll be releasing new music soon. So
Nice.
We can't wait for that new music.
Shall we get some songs on the playlist? What we'll do, we'll be generous. We'll add, obviously, we always add one of your songs anyway, so you can choose between you what song you want to add, but you can each then add another song. Any band in the world you want. It could be a huge band, like it could be a Slipknot or Tool song like you mentioned earlier, or it could be a Bristol-based artist, whatever you guys want. So we'll go around one by one, but choose the Bitter Kisses song first.
What are we thinking, guys?
I mean,
favorite child.
Doctor's Note has the fewest streams.
All right.
If you want another 12, then
I mean, Dissolve's my favorite.
I reckon Dissolve's a good one. Yeah, we'll go with Dissolve.
let's put it in.
Okay.
Right, that's in, and then we'll go around the room now and go one song each.
Okay, give me a sec. You guys take it away.
I'd nominate the song by Vukovi.
Yep.
And it's called "My God Has Got a Gun." It's
Good.
sick.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Cool. It's going in.
nice one. Josh, you got anything?
I absolutely bloody do.
So confident.
No. The instant you mentioned a playlist, I was just like, yep, I know what I'm going with. I'm going to champion our local Southwest heroes, Seneca, with their song Line.
Line. How am I spelling Seneca?
So Seneca.
Let's get him in. Shout out Seneca.
Are they a local band to Bristol then?
Oh, mate, they're all over the flipping place. I think like two of them live in Bristol, one of them lives in Paynton, and I think the other two are in Exeter. So they're a bit of a. I think that's what I have to say. They're just southwest.
They're Southwest.
Cool.
But yeah, and I think they probably mostly hail like Exeter and Bristol way.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Okay, I think. Well, there's a song I've gotten into a lot recently called "Enemy" by Father of Peace.
Enemy, Father of Peace.
Cracking.
Every song, Jem has been like, "That's such a good song, man." Oh, can't wait to check these out, guys.
Yeah.
Vukovi.
They're all in.
Wicked,
Hey,
guys. This has been great. Thank you so much. It's been so cool. I am just so excited for your new music. I can't stop saying it. And good luck for Voodoo on the 30th of May, guys. If you're around, you gotta go. It's gonna be a wicked night.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom, Jem, and Josh. I'm sorry you couldn't make it, Sam. I hope you managed to make it to Birmingham in one piece. Thanks, Dan, and thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Shout Out Podcast with Danny Danwood and the guys from Bitter Kisses. It's been a great episode. Like, the whole of season 2 is going so well. Hit the like button, subscribe, do the bell, do everything. Keep up to date with what we're doing. It's been a great journey and it's keeping on going. Peace.
oh,
Au revoir.
go guys.